Hey everybody, this is Rydo and we are back to another recording of Overlord. This may look like the very beginning of the game because it is the very beginning of the game. We've run back to as far as we can. We're just going to try and keep our eyes peeled and see if there's anything, any new paths or any new collectible to be picked up as we run forward. There is something on this map that we haven't reached, certainly, but that may be just a case of we're not supposed to be able to reach it, and there may be things that were unfinished. Like, I use that phrase a lot in this game. I think it's pretty fair, a pretty fair complaint to say. See, like right here, this tells me that there's a pathway here. There's no pathway here. I'm sweeping all my minions down this way. There's nothing. So the map is wrong, or something's gonna happen after the game is done. The only way I even got to this point was by walking, and so we're going to have to basically walk through the beginning levels again, with there being very little to see. We can't even slide down this little hill, which would have been nice. Now there is a section that we'll come across pretty quickly here. So I'm trying to keep my eyes on the screen and on the mini-map. If I could fast travel back to the tower, I think I'd probably do it, and then go fast travel back to the Nordberg town, because the second half of walking over in this way is not really worth it. Let's see, we've got all these guys that are not really worth killing. I mean, we can do it, certainly. Like, we can certainly kill all these guys, but it's just going to be in the service of getting a little bit of health in life. Let's see. Unfortunately, the blues, which you would think would have been the best equipped to attack the minions, the club the baby seals, are not actually the best equipped to do that. So this is just a water section. Like, they just will not attack the baby seals at all. So my 5 browns would have to suffice over here. That and any mana I can find. Want to look around here and see if there's any collectibles. I doubt there are, though. So yeah, you've got these guys, and then I can't go any further that way, and I don't see anything to pick up. I can send the blues, break this, but I'm not sure I can really do anything to break those over there. That seems like that is just a decoration.
You choose all.
We can destroy the markers, and that's doesn't really matter. These little peace signs. Let's see, blues. I send the blues here. Like, yeah, if there was a boat, maybe that was the plan, is that they wanted to have a boat sequence there, and maybe we will eventually get to a boat sequence there, but I'm not so sure. I really don't know if I believe it. These parts won't break. I'm certain of that. Coming up here, it really doesn't do anything. This is just how we had to do this the first time to get around the gate. Some of these just don't break. Don't see anything over here. And over here, this is nothing. This is not a path that's being blocked off. That's just a decoration. There's nothing back behind there. There could be a lot of this. A lot of cleanup work. I, in recent years, have not been a big embracer of the OCD 100% completion mentality. I'm slowly learning to let go of that thought. Okay. So we have a area that is blocked off. Is there possibly a way I could do this? I just need four minions. So I'm going to put all the browns in there. Okay. This might just be a puzzle. You have to get an angle where from a far distance I could summon minions. No. What I need to do is to be able to summon the browns. Well, the fact that all four are there tells me that this is supposed to be some kind of late game thing that I never did. If I could get in that water down there and cross that way, either that's the case, or where we are right now is pointing to a whole section of this map that either is inaccessible or accessible via some kind of shortcut system that we haven't figured out or learned anything about yet. Let's see. I can't get in the water. I can't walk on those platforms. This let's see. Maybe this is it. So am I going a new direction? Or am I going the same old direction? I can't walk there. If that's supposed to be a secret passage. Don't see anything over here, don't see anything over there. Not really seeing any solutions. This area also feels like it's a secret passage, but I cannot walk this way. And it would be totally in line with a game to put a level that was supposed to be more of an open world connector to other levels at the beginning of the game, and then people would probably never come back and see that there were connectors and doorways that were locked and never used. At least a little bit. It's a little bit less likely than putting a level right in the middle and having a bunch of doorways that are locked. So yeah, there's just no way into that section unless this next section has a different pathway. So where are we in this section? Yeah. There's kind of no way into that section either. So, unfortunately, there's no fast travel location. Otherwise, I would just use it. We can see if we can get some more gold while we're doing this. Gold is still appreciated, life force is still appreciated. That's the reason we're doing any of this. Is we would like to have potentially 200 or 300 extra minions at our beck and call in case we run into a major fight. Although Overlord 2 seems like it's probably done a pretty good job of making it so that you really won't even run into that problem. Instead, you'll just die if that is the better solution. Yeah, it seems like they've got it designed just so that you do just straight up die. There's a blue dot, but that blue dot is not to summon blues, it's to possess minions. Interesting. Just go this way. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and take some browns just in case I need them. So where we are here, there is this other green passageway that I have yet to figure out how to get to, that is in the lower left hand part of the screen. And in that lower left hand part of the screen, there's also a well, pretty good collection. No gnomes. No gnomes today. Interesting. There's a collectible to get. We can see it right down there. So, is this? What is this? Is that the place where we got the dynamite? I think it might be. But I'm not sure if that's how this connects. I could use some more mana while we're doing this too. There's no way you're gonna kill 1,000 gnomes at this rate. It's not realistic at all. So it seems like there's another area, and sure it would be nice if I could jump down, or if more bridges had just been made. Alright, this shouldn't take too long though. Can't use that as an elevator, unfortunately. And if this really goes nowhere, what we can do is decide to come back to this point and just fast travel to the tower, and we'll just take over Everlight and see what Everlight's deal is. Either enslave or kill everybody in Everlight. So that's one of the 4 things. Over there is the other 4th thing we saw being highlighted. But that's not what interests me particularly. It's like kamikaze gnomes. What interests me is what's back here. Because this feels like this is some section of something that I never went to. So what is this? Feels like that would have been walled off or something. Okay. So it is a shortcut. But there's nothing else here. That it was just a shortcut for really no reason to get back to this place if you ever needed to. Alright. So with that, I'm not really sure that there's anything that needs to be collected. So let's go back to, do we want to go to the tower and then teleport somewhere else? Let's see. Nordberg Sanctuary Gate. We could look at this. Let's just go alphabetically through all of this. And yeah, the Empire stuff should be fine at the bottom. Actually, I think we're probably fine, generally speaking, to go do whatever we want. So Nordberg Sanctuary, just fast travel over here, and we'll look at the map and we'll see what this is. Alright, this is this area. If there is a collectible in this area, it's kind of hard to tell. There totally could be a collectible in this area. Could be down this way, and the game would have to really throw me a bone and tell me that. So we really need like an item detector is what we need. And there's a lot more places to so this is Nordberg Town. Where does that take us? There's a lot more places where you can teleport out of than where you can teleport into. This is the outside of the town. And Nordhaven, I imagine we'll have to look at a loading screen to end up on the other side of an area. No, this is a different area. I think this is an area that we should actually investigate. Alright. This is the one where we burnt all the oil. We'll see if there's anything to do here. I think pretty much everything will just be on fire and smoking. How much is it worth my time to really break things and look for gold? Doesn't seem like I'm getting any in this area in particular. Right. This is where we got on the boat, and it's going to be from this boat section that we'll try and see if we can go any further. Yeah, it's not dropping anything. So this was the first oil pit. And then we had to fight a bunch of people, and there's nobody here now. There's some gold finally. Is that really gonna make it this whole trip worth it? Probably not. You know what this might easily turn into is what I'm looking at on the map in the lower left hand corner. That's probably the water transition point to get to the next section, and I bet there isn't a boat here, so I bet we can't do anything. And I'm heavily suspicious, now that I'm thinking about it, that there really is not any kind of mana upgrade or minion upgrade. Could we even see that on our statistics? It would have been really easy to squeeze in another couple lines somewhere to just show what your health is in numbers, so you know if you need to run around trying to find mana upgrades and health upgrades or not. You see some red circles. Like there's a red circle here. So what is that supposed to be? A camp? If it is, I probably have already destroyed it. There's a little bit of a black dot on the map over in this corner. Let me see if I can get the camera to look that way. Was that oil you were supposed to burn? If this is supposed to be oil that is burning from that point, it's not going to happen now, apparently. So perhaps I missed an oil spot that could have been burnt. Suppose that's possible. That'd be weird. Feels like we're doing a whole lot of nothing. Yeah, see, that's a black spot that's burning. So yeah, it doesn't really have a great Yeah, it doesn't give me a great position or place if I was supposed to start a fire over there. I have like enough magic that if I could do it, I would do it. We hear some seals bouncing around. So we can... There we go. Get some more life out of that. Let's see. Alright, do we see anything here that really points out that the blues would be needed? Like, how far can I sweep the blues? Like, and again, the blues just won't do anything. So these guys will sweep really far, which doesn't really tell me anything. Like, it really just implies to me that that area is an area where the boat had to be, and because that was an area where the boat had to be, the blues can also swim there. Just kill that guy for no real reason. I couldn't get the boat to go that way. I don't think the boat there's anything over there. Over here, it's just more flaming oil. Over here, I think was a secret Black Lotus that we collected. So, small amount of money we can get. Really not getting a lot of money for this effort. Nor are we really finding any extra things. And I'm starting to question if there are any extra things to find. Maybe it is just further along in the game. This is that town. And this is where the boat would be, and take note, there is no boat. So, from this point, you would have to give up. I know there's a few little extra things, but I'm not sure if they matter. And then this part has been completely destroyed, so you can't even go that direction. Alright, so let's just look at the map here. I'm in kind of the middle of the map, and it does feel like there might have been a section up in the top right, but it probably isn't anything. And if there was something you needed to get via boat, you'd have to do it a different way. So that was Nordhaven. Next is Everlight Reef. And these are pretty much just in chronological order. So, sweep 10 minions into that and start. Now we'll just... So you do have the faster boat. That's nice. You kind of need it because you need to be able to ram into things. And this is the fast travel back to the way we came. Interestingly, though, it's opening up the map and just stopping me. Interesting. So I've just hit like an invisible wall. And it's turning me around the other way. So let's just see if we can back our way against this. Alright, and we hit another wall. Alright. So those first 3 sections don't matter. And let's see, if we crash into this boat, does anything happen? Not really. I can see red plants that might be indicators of a collectible. I wonder if we're even going to really run into the mermaids now. We might not. Is there something to collect over here? I kind of collected most of this stuff. I'm just gonna have to hope that I got it all, because this is really a small map, and if I waste a bunch of time... Oh, interesting, the top right of the map is right to the edge. So this was probably an experiment in their programming of their engine to say, this is literally the biggest map we can make, but to do that and have it not crash by loading in thousands of textures, or repetitions of the same hundreds of textures, we have to make it a big island ocean area. So yeah, we're kind of wasting our time. It definitely does feel like a bit of a waste of time here, but we'll run around this area and eventually we will just make it to Everlight. And when we get to Everlight, that'll be when we make the real progress. And we're not doing bad in any way. We still are slowly growing our amount of minions. Maybe if we get a little too high, if we got up to like 500 and then it seemed like we weren't getting more than 500, I don't know why 500 would be a cutoff point, but if we got to that point, maybe then we would start sacrificing some of the browns so that we could resurrect some of the stronger browns from the beginning of the game. It still, to me, feels like there should be 2 more mana upgrades before we get to the final area. There should be 2 more horde size upgrades, because then if we got our max horde size to 50 and then there's a piece of armor that doubles our horde size, then that would be 100. 100 seems right about the right amount. Horde power seems to never really go much above 200%. I don't think we've made it to 300. We've got 70 red crystals, so we're perfectly fine there. We have 5 black lotuses. That might be all we really need. Quest-wise, we're at 318 as far as killing 1,000 gnomes. That's questionable, and I guess we can't really beat the game until we do that, because that feels like that is another factor towards pure evilness. And I have no idea where I would go to try and kill another 682 gnomes. That is a lot. Maybe when we get back to the arena, there'll be a bunch of gnomes running around there. That might make sense. Or maybe there's a prepare for a final battle section, and then there's actually a secret final battle like the first game. Anyways, it's been 30 minutes, 34 minutes. that's going to be it for this recording. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment, and watch every second of my videos. If you want a friend to follow me on any social media sites, there's a whole bunch of links down below in the description box. And if you want to support me even further, there's a link to Patreon, or you can friend me on Steam and gift me a game off my wish list. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.